tattoo of the nose guard.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Huddle podcast. I'm Cole Bebart.
I'm Herman Godinez, and today we have two great guys from Bellefontaine. Introducing the first guest, he is a first-team All-CBC as a wide receiver. He was third in the CBC for receiving yards with 761 yards, and he is committed to Ashland, C.J. Wilson.
Yes, sir.
And then our second guest, he was a three-year starter at Bellefontaine as an offensive lineman. He was also All-District, All-CBC, and made the All-Area team. And he is committed to Wittenberg University, Jack Varner.
Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you.
Of course.
I'm glad you guys are here today. After a really successful season, really setting the standard for Bellefontaine football, man. And I just want you guys to take me through your journey through athletics and where it started, and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
So my journey with athletics started I was always a baseball dude first until sixth grade, and then that was just what I did. I was a big Reds fan, and then I always dabbled in the football. I was in the weight room when I was 6 months old. My dad was a coach, so I grew up with Chieftain football and stuff like that. And then we talked about before the podcast, Desmond Libertis was Tom Brady around us. So I was always part of that. And then me and CJ were water boys together from fifth grade to seventh or fourth to seventh or whatever.
Yeah, fourth to seventh.
It was crazy. But then eventually I went blind, couldn't see anymore. My vision went really bad. So baseball got hard. It's hard to hit a ball you can't see.
How'd that happen?
Dude, I don't know. I was just one day I was dang, my vision. I was looking at the smart board in the classroom. I was I can't see any of that. And I went and told my mom about it, and she was
just all of a sudden,
yeah, I swear. I went and told my mom. I was batting 400, and the next year I was batting 0.1. I was one hit and 30 at bats. And my dad thought I just sucked, and he was oh, it was bad. I was swinging at balls that were hitting me and stuff. Yeah. And I was I told my mom, I was dude, I think I need glasses. And I was she just thought I was trying to be cool. So she's no, you're good. And then I went and told my dad. He was yeah, you're probably right. And when I got glasses, and the next day I got a hit. So I was yeah, I did need glasses. But then eventually I was just started focusing on football because that's what I loved.
But with me, I basically, when I grew up, I thought I was going to play basketball in college and everything. Growing up in fourth grade, there'd be people from North Union, this dude named Max Parrish and Nolan Draper. Yeah. He would tell me to in fourth grade, coming up to me telling me to come to North Union to play basketball. I'm nah, I didn't really know anything. I was just playing basketball in fourth grade and stuff like that. And then eventually just got into the football mode. I'd say I thought I was going to play basketball until freshman year. And then I say at freshman season, really, I don't know what it was, but it just clicked to me that football was my thing.
You're playing AAU for a long time.
Because I quit my junior year, and then I focused, that's when I really locked in, was in the weight room. I still was freshman year and everything, but that's when I really every day, I was putting work in, and yeah.
What made you want to do that? What made you want to strictly focus on football?
I just thought I was better at that.
Okay.
I thought that's how I was, in the long run, that's what would help me.
Did you know at that moment that you wanted to go play in college ball?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You guys had a cold AAU team too. You had Caden Nickel was on that team.
Yeah,
Max Parrish was on that team. You were on that team. There was a kid from Fairbanks that was on that team.
Yeah, Holtz, 6'5". He was crazy.
Did you guys travel nationally?
Kentucky?
Yeah.
Louisville?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you play for Tribe when that was a thing?
Oh, yeah. I was an Ohio Tribe dog. Yeah. We played in I don't know. It was some conference, and we'd go Indiana and stuff. Yeah. It was cool. Alex Caudell, I thought that dude was going to MLB straight out of Pee Wee. I was that dude was pumping 65. I was amazed. Yeah. But yeah, I feel when the flip switched really for us for football, we had we were some dogs in middle school.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Everybody was okay, we got to have this happen in high school now. We were beating teams 50 points weekly. Yeah. The funnest game we had was against Ben Logan. Mm-hmm. It was when Hayden and Riley were still over there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The score was 72-56 or something. It was crazy.
Wait, Hayden Mans was at Bellefontaine?
Yeah. He was him and Riley Neer were Ben Logan Raiders.
I'm sure they used to run around with Caden Brown.
Yeah.
Because I was the quarterback 7th grade year. And
you
then,
were?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was quarterback all the way up to 7th grade year. And then Riley and them came. And Riley. I mean, I was not the greatest at quarterback, we could say.
He was an
But,
athlete. He was
Yeah,
an
I didn't
athlete.
really. We just ran read option with me and Chris.
And it was nasty.
That's literally all we did and threw screens.
Yeah.
And then Riley was actually a good quarterback, and he came in, and I moved to receiver. So it all worked out.
Got you.
It worked out.
I got a funny story about Ohio Tribe, actually. So they used to.
Can you explain that to people who don't know what that is?
So Ohio Tribe's a travel baseball team.
Yeah.
I think it's based out of Bellefontaine, right?
I think it might be
Springfield,
done
maybe?
now. It was Bellefontaine when I was doing it. Yeah.
But anyways, when I was in 7th, 8th grade, I tried out for Ohio Tribe. It would have been like with Nick Lyons and Owen O'Connor, all those guys. Well, long story short, I wasn't the slimmest guy when I was little.
Yeah.
And we had to run around this batting cage, right? And I was gassed, man. Like I started walking after like 2 laps, and the coach comes up to me. He's like, "Cole, I just don't know." I said, "I don't know, man. I just don't know if you can do this." And so I go home, and I brought a kid with me to this tryout, right? Yeah. And on my way home, the coach calls this kid, right? And he's like, "Hey, we want you on our team, whatever, blah, blah, blah." And then the coach calls my grandpa, and he goes, "Hey, I just don't know if we have a spot for Cole right now. He's just not really in the best shape." And dude, I was so beat up about it. But then literally the next year I stopped playing baseball and did track. Yeah. And I don't know, that was just the funniest experience ever because, on my way home, I'm just beat up, man, like been up about it. And, this kid's in the backseat like, "Oh my gosh, I made the baseball team." And I'm sitting there like, I'm too fat. I can't do this, man.
I got cut from the Huntsman team, Huntsman basketball. Yeah. I went and tried out. I think it was like going into my 8th grade year because I thought I was a hooper. I mean, I was okay. I averaged like 6 points a game. I always started, so I was like, I'm decent. And I went there, but the thing was like all these dudes tried out again. So there's really like 2 spots open.
Yeah.
And man, there was like 50 people there, and I was looking around. I was like, I'm in trouble. Like, it was no dice. So I wasn't like bent up about it because I was like, I kind of knew when I got there. I was like, yeah, it's probably not gonna fly.
It was a really fun experience on my end. I played 3 years with them, and I don't know, like the first 2. There was only 2 teams, but then they started making it to like where it was like A, B, and C.
Yeah.
I played on the B with like Bryce Ramsey and some of those guys, and then the one year I played with Lonzo Stotler.
Yeah.
He was on that too, and I mean it was fun. I think Jackson Heath was actually
he on
in it
there
as well,
yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I didn't really enjoy it because of the basketball part, really.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it because of like the camaraderie and like the hotel room.
The
like,
AAU is so fun. Like just the hotels, it's so fun.
the prank calling, the NCAA tournaments.
CJ, since we're talking about AAU, and you talked about how you and Caden Nickel play together, can you talk a little bit about how? Because we talked about it on his episode as well. What it was like, being on the same team and then having to face each other in basketball. So can you just elaborate on that a little bit?
So like we kind of already like kind of knew each other.
Yeah.
Because my grandma works and my aunt works at the lake, so we kind of knew each other. And like when we found out we were playing the AAU team together, we were kind of like fun. And then we knew we go to the lake, I go to Bellefontaine, and we were gonna play each other. And it was just like we never really had bad blood ever.
Right.
But it was just a fun experience because he's an amazing player. He's probably one of the best players I played against.
Yeah.
And he's just a dog. So playing against him makes me better. So it's just a fun experience playing against somebody you know and known for a while, and you get to play with them after, and it's just fun. Right.
So I got a question for both of you. You took us through your journey, like where it all started and what made you choose football. I just want to know, like, who are some people that like have motivated you or you've looked up to throughout your years in athletic career?
I want to say, like, the most important person for me, like, football-wise, was my dad. Yeah. He's been around it forever. Like, when you're little, you, like, look at your dad, like, he's, like, that guy, like, Superman. Like, so I always, like, I played a lot. Like, for a long time, I played, like, just trying to make that guy proud. And then eventually it was, like, all right, I fell in love with this. Now it's, like, I'm doing it for myself, but I'm also doing it for him. Yeah. And then, I always looked up to, like, my offensive line coach, Coach Reed, is one of my dad's good buddies. And, I was going into my freshman year, I weighed like 170 or something. And so there's not many dudes that were like, oh, this dude's going to be a dog on the offensive line. Yeah. But Coach Reed was always a guy that was like, hey, just get in the weight rooms, eat your meat and potatoes, and you're going to be all right. And then my sophomore year, I started at like 190. So it was just like guys like that always believed in you, even when nobody else did because you just weren't of size. And you're going to get thrown around or whatever. But so definitely, I would say my dad, Coach Reed, and then our head coach, Coach Brown, was also a big role of it.
For me, definitely my dad, definitely Coach Brown, because he's been there. He came back our freshman year, right?
Yeah.
He was – when did he coach before?
He was the coach
in high school.
Yeah. And then he came back, and then I remember it was a basketball game. I came up to him, and I was like – because I was excited because I heard he was getting the coaching job. And ever since then, he's just always been in my ear talking about getting the weight room. He's just always been there for me. Like, I can call him whenever – whatever I need, he's there for me. So probably him for sure.
Is your dad have you on like a meal plan right now, or?
I'm in the weight room with him. He don't have me on a meal plan. He got me on the creatine though, and all that protein stuff. He got me on that, but man. He needs to get me on the whatever he's on. He needs to get me on that meal plan.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
So can you guys talk about how that journey was beginning high school? So talk a little bit, because sometimes guys will either start the freshman year or they got to wait until junior year. So what did that look like for you guys?
Freshman year, I was that skinny scrawny kid. I played receiver and DB. I didn't play freshman year. I played a little bit. I punted for varsity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I punted a little bit.
Okay.
And then I played cornerback for varsity maybe like 2 games, 3 games. But outside of that, nothing really. But then sophomore year, that's when I started both ways, and then junior year and senior year. But
yeah, so freshman year for me, like I said, I was 170 playing on the O-line. It was just like, it was a transition, man. Well, it was COVID too.
Yeah,
so,
it was COVID.
We didn't know,
it was hard.
We were like, oh, is the season going to get canceled, this and that. And then we get there, and we dominated middle school. So we were like, we're going to get here. We're going to run the show. CBC's ours for the next 4 years. Yeah. And we sucked. We went 2-6 or whatever.
Freshman year?
Yeah, we were terrible. We were getting killed.
It was bad.
But I always talk about to my dad, I don't know why. I miss just not really miss, but just sometimes I just miss being that scrappy JV dude that would just tick off the varsity players. Yes. I love sitting in there just scrapping with those guys. You probably know who Trent Kelly is, maybe.
Yeah,
he went to Ben Logan.
His sister went to Ben Logan too. I think.
Little bit crazy in him, good crazy
nuts.
though, football crazy.
Yeah,
and
he wrestled too.
Yeah, and he, I was blocking him, and he was so good with his hands and stuff, and I mean, I couldn't compete, so I was holding bad, and I the strap that goes here in your pads. I grabbed him by his strap.
Choke him with it?
No, I grabbed his strap, and he pushed me down, and I kept holding on to a strap. He smacked me in the face. He's like, stop, bad word, holding. And it was funny. My dad was because I wanted to get after him. My dad was like, don't.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
He's like, don't do it, Jack.
JV football was I hate to say it, but it was fun. It was so fun.
It was so fun.
So for me, I never wore knee pads. And so we were playing at Bellefontaine JV. I remember this for some reason. And I had knee pads on, so the ref, there was this one ref, I don't know, bald guy, really, and I hated him.
I think I know.
If I know,
there's probably many of them,
dude. If I see him, I just know it's gonna be a rough day, right?
Yes.
He just hates his life. He's like, yeah, give me my $50, I'm gonna go home.
There's always those refs that you can just, from past experience, it's gonna go bad.
Well, I didn't have knee pads, so he comes up to me, he's like, you're not playing today, and I was like, what? He's like, you're not playing today. You don't have knee pads. And I was like, I'll go get some. So I went.
Get some.
I went to the med kit and I took out all the cotton swabs and I stuffed them in my knee pads. I was like, here, test them. And he's like, well, you got something there now, so I can let you play.
And there, bang.
JV football, nothing like it.
We were some JV dogs. Our varsity team went 2-6, and our JV team was almost undefeated.
Yeah.
So JV Warriors for sure.
Yeah.
Can you guys talk a little bit about what that culture is like at Bellefontaine, specifically football related?
Well, I think it's just a brotherhood. We're just all tight. We're all there for each other. We're there to pick each other up. It's just a brotherhood. There's really, I don't really know how to explain it.
Yeah, I think we've developed a really winning culture, and I think like my freshman year was good for us. Like, you know, I feel like we got humbled like bad, and then it's been like every year, like it's just like let's get one step better because like that next year we went 6-4, won a playoff game, and then the year after that we went 8-2, and then this last year we went like what 11-3.
Yeah, 11-3.
So it's just like we're always trying to just be one step better, and then it's just like we have such a good culture in our locker room, and like we actually enjoy each other. Like I think some people go play with their teammates and whatever, and they don't really like each other, but they got to play football together. Like I actually like this guy most of the time, so it's just fun like that. And then we're able to block out the outside noise because there's a lot of that. We live in a unique time with like Tavian and Riley and him and all that, so it's just cool.
It's I don't know. The thing is like outside looking in, it's cool to see a team win, dude. Like, I went to all the playoff games. I got to watch everything, and I'm not playing football anymore, so you have that itch, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to coach. I want to do that. Like it's hard to find time, and that's why I like this platform, and it's cool to see your guys' success. And I mean, outside looking in, you could obviously tell that it was a brotherhood. Like you guys all got along. When somebody was down, somebody was getting picked up, or getting talked to sternly, whatever. But, take me through some of like the sayings, quotes, or, your guys' workouts and stuff and what that looks like.
Yeah. So like one of the biggest ones was just like 1-0. Like, I mean, that one really hit in for us. Like after we got freaking killed by London, like week 6, we got murdered, and
They're different over there for sure.
Yeah. So like the next week it was just like, hey, it's over. We just got to go 1-0 this week. Yeah. And then it's 1-0 the next week. And then we won out until Bishop Hardison. So that's a big one. And then Coach Brown, like when he was doing with his heart surgery and stuff, he was like rising tide, raises all ships. It's just like, if you're in the weight room doing your job.
That's actually a good one, dude.
Yeah.
And there's always Beat Sydney because we always play them.
Yeah.
First game of the season, and
we got a bunch of Beat Sydney breaks.
Yeah, Beat Sydney. Like that whole summer during 2-a-days, it's always Beat Sydney. 1-0, family. It's always that.
Coach Brown's really good with like slogans and stuff.
Yeah,
like
for sure. For sure. There's something always different.
Yeah.
We used to have this, I don't know, like when I'm talking about workouts, I see workouts on the sheet. Like, so when I was in school, we used to have this song. It was called Spirits in the Sky by Marvin Greenbaum. And whenever that song turned on, I had like blockout, like I had like the headphones you put on, like when you go mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Like I wore those because this song just was on repeat. 5 a.m. lifts. It was, "Oh, we're down to be spirit in the sky," and then our coach would be like, he would make us stop lift and start running hills.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh.
And so we had I went up to Heidelberg, and the culture was completely different, music changed, whatever. But that song came on one morning, and I'm like, I hate my life. I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Like, get me out of here.
I think it's like a Christian song.
Oh my God, I was about to say that.
What is that song?
It's like Shelter Up, Brother, You'll
Shelter
Be My Shelter.
Heart. And like he's always like, there's just waving his hand in the air. I'm like, oh, this is about to not be good. if Coach Brown's like in a good mood singing in the morning.
Oh, it's so funny because it'll be like switch. You'll be listening to like whatever, and then
and then
rap,
he'll just take the cord, like take the aux and just put it on. It's that same song. I forget what the song is.
It's something about shelter. Like
I don't even want to try. Yeah, I don't even want to try and start singing it.
So talking about music a little bit, you guys are wide receiver and then a lineman. So just kind of talk about your pregame ritual and what that's like in the locker room before the game. What are you guys doing first? What's something like you guys have to do on game day, or like what's that music you're listening to?
Well, after school, like we always eat team meal as a team.
Yeah.
Like we can't go home. Like we all stay at the school. And basically, like we do walkthroughs same time after we eat, and then usually go in. Main thing I got to do, I got to listen to my music. Like I got to put in my headphones. Sometimes I'll connect to the speaker in the locker room and put on headphones, but usually I'm have my headphones on, listen to music, and then I'll get tape, and then usually just get my stuff ready and just chill.
What are you listening to?
A lot of NBA YoungBoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specific song?
I ain't going outside today.
Outside today. Untouchable.
Okay,
You got
okay.
Untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much I can say, but
Is that your favorite guy or no? Or,
Yeah.
yeah. NBA.
Is there like a singular song that you have to listen to before every game that just gets you?
Who Wants Smoke?
Yeah.
It's not by Amy Youngboy, but it's by Jay Herbo.
I know what you're talking
Who
about.
else? Yeah. Nardo Wick.
They used to sing that in our locker room, like, "Who wants to smoke with me?
Yeah.
Who wants to smoke with us?"
Yeah.
What about you, Jack?
Yeah, so honestly, music wise, I'm just putting on like rap or whatever, Drake, anything. I'm not really focused on that as much. I do have like noise canceling headphones. I'm not talking to nobody. Like
Yeah,
I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like I can't hear anything. But we eat our team meal, and then like after we're done with our team meal, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm locking in. I go to our trainer's room, and I get taped up. That dude tapes me tight, like can't put my fingertips. Yeah, and then I go to the locker room. I pop out. I always have a Gatorade Fast Twitch. I always
forgot
drink
about
one
that
of those, and I take like probably an excessive amount of ibuprofen.
Yeah, like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking. Like I be popping a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I need one of those rain drinks too, or Ghost.
real?
Yeah, I drank those before every game.
See, I don't mess with the carbonation in those. I like. Have you ever had a Fast Twitch?
I do
So
the Fast
good.
Twitch.
Oh,
So good.
they're-
They had a fridge of them in our locker room, like back at Heidelberg.
Oh, really?
I would be like geeking though if I like forgot my Fast Twitch in my car or something.
Tweaking?
Like I would be like,
I'd be tweaking
I'd be
too.
like, I'd be like, Coach Brown, I have to go get this. Like if I don't have it, I don't know.
Was
why.
there a time that you forgot about it?
Oh, like several times. Like we were about to get on the bus to go to JA, and I was like, oh, it's in my car. And everybody's loading up on the bus. And I was like, hey, I gotta go get this real quick. I'll be right back. Run into my car and hold up the bus by like 3 minutes or something. But
You know, talking about like the drinks and stuff, like the pre-workouts or like the energy drinks.
yeah,
I really like during school, like even the weightlifting, like I never would drink one before weightlifting or a game, and just kind of like hearing about you guys doing it now, I was like, dang, you know, that probably would have been a good idea. Did you do any of that?
I had me,
Yeah.
bro. I drink-
Especially morning.
oh my god.
No,
dude,
bro,
Morning workouts too.
I drank two energy drinks before, like every single day. They had like a bang shop thing that you could get to where you could like
A bang? I haven't heard about that in forever.
bangs.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to the point where I was drinking so much bang that I literally was tweaking. I got anxious. Like I was like sitting there like I thought my heart was gonna stop, bro.
Yeah, that C4 gets you like that. When
I
every
ain't
time I
not
drink
doing the
The last
C4.
C4, I'm always like,
The last
I'm
time
getting like ants are crawling on me. I'm like,
the last time I drank a bang though, like it's a terrible experience I had.
But what did that record look like junior year?
okay. So like our senior year, like off season, like after our junior year was crazy because
So
dude,
crazy.
everybody was so locked in because we played so we were 8-3 junior year.
Junior year? Okay.
Yeah, we played Granville though in the playoffs first round. Okay, we Chris Fogan was our running back. We were not very good our junior year when he didn't play. Like we
Yeah,
just
no.
couldn't run the ball. It was bad. Well, he was hurt in that game, but we still played. We actually played terrible against Granville,
Yeah, we
but
played
they weren't very good. Comes down to a last second play. Long story short, Tavian throws the ball to Caden Reams. Caden catches it. We're going crazy because there was like 5 seconds.
It was
left
in
on the
bounds,
clock.
I know.
It was
I
in
saw that
bounds.
play.
They called it out. Season's over. We were like, that's a tough feeling. Like you feel like you did everything to win, and then your season's over, and you gotta see seniors crying and stuff. So we were like locked in. We were like, all right, if we play Granville again, this is not gonna happen.
yeah, that's what Coach Brown was preaching that whole summer.
Yeah.
We remember that feeling that whole summer. Like we were all hard on each other.
Yeah.
If I seen him slacking off, I was on his behind, telling him to let's go. It was,
Bro.
we all had that feeling.
I'm pretty sure I saw a video of you. Like, you know who we want, okay? You guys know. You know who we want.
It was after we beat John Glenn at home.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody was like, not us, but everybody in the community was like, dang, they're gonna have to play London next round. It's wraps.
It's
like
wraps.
it's over. And I was
Everybody.
like, bro, I wanted to play them so bad because
Yeah.
I knew that they were not. I mean, I'm not saying that I was 100% sure we were gonna beat them, but I knew that for 100% sure they were not 30 points better than us.
they were
And,
not.
dude, I was itching to play them so bad, and I was so glad we got to play them.
There was like teachers and like kids in my grade, in our grade, that were saying that we're gonna get beat.
Oh, yeah.
And that just like kind of pissed me off.
What was the game?
Like,
What was the game plan though? Like,
Dude, it was
so you
just-
talk about a 30-point deficit and then you go and beat them.
It was such
So
a
give me the
different
game
like
plan.
game
it was
plan.
crazy. Like we was loading the box. Like
We had
us safeties and corners were like within 3 yards
Yeah.
every play. Like
We were not gonna let them run the ball and beat us. Like,
because they was not passing the ball on us. Like they already tried early in the game and they couldn't. But that running game was crazy.
yeah, and then offensively, the game plan, like the first time we played them, we barely had the ball because we kept going 3 and out.
Yeah.
And this time we were like, when we are at our best is when Chris Fogan is getting the rock. And, and that's we low-key whooped those dudes up front. Like, I'm not trying to be that dude, like, because I'm on the O-line, but we were punking them. By the end of the game, like, Charlie Bible didn't play football until he played football his freshman year, didn't play again until his senior year. And then by the end of this London game, like, fourth quarter, he was, like, whooping on Andrew Sims. And he was low-key hurt.
He was hurt.
So give me some of the names on, like, London's team. Like, is there any dogs there?
Zach Jones.
Andrew.
He's a dog.
Are any of them going anywhere to play ball?
Zach's going to Colgate
and then
Ivy League.
Jones is going. Oh wait, not Jones.
Yeah,
33.
Jones. That Andrew Sims is going to Toledo.
Okay.
And that's the dude that Charlie was like punking by the end of the game, and that was cool to watch on film at the end of it. Be like, all right, we broke those dudes. Like, it was just cool. But yeah, they were tough though. They have a bunch of dudes going to play.
I want to dig deeper into that London situation because that first game the end score was 36-6, and then you guys play them again in the playoffs. The end score of that game was 35-28, but during halftime it was a tied ball game, 21-21. So what does that look like in the locker room before you guys come out to play the second half?
I'm gonna go first here because I'm about to brag on you.
All right,
bro.
I got you.
Right before halftime, you filmed that game, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Dude, you got the coolest clip ever of Tavian rolls out. There's like clock's running out, and he throws it to CJ, and CJ like toe taps it in the end zone that ties the game right before half. That just if that play doesn't happen, I don't know if we win. Like, it just flipped a switch.
Before you keep going, I was so mad because I don't know if they were calling it out at first.
because they called it. You can hear on the intercom. He called it out, and I went back and I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah.
I was so mad, and then I think one of the refs called it a touchdown. And we were just going
That
crazy.
freaking London dude was just trying to cheat. Like,
Yeah, the one dude was just somebody was just saying it was
In the
out.
press box.
Yeah, in the press box.
Just to kind of convince them. Yeah, bro. Because I remember filming that, and I just remember like, okay, this is necessary. This has to happen. And I just remember everyone kind of going off because like they were calling you out, and then they finally gave us a signal like it was good. I was like, oh my god, like this is like, because I didn't know what to expect going into that game because obviously looking at that first game, I'm not around the team the entire season. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to check up with you like every week. Just like, hey, how's it looking? How's everything going? Because I remember you talking to me about that game because I was asking you about it.
Yeah, you were.
And then I remember you telling me the game plan's different this time. I was like, all right, bet.
Yeah,
And obviously I want nothing more than to see you guys win because of you and because of Jay and just getting closer to you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was cool, just being able to celebrate that moment after and then being able to capture that moment for you.
Yeah,
I mean, it was dope,
crazy.
man. So kind of I want Jack to kind of continue off of that.
Yeah, but I really just want to touch on that because, dude, he deserves so much credit for that play because Tavian delivered a monster ball, but there's very few people in the CBC that is making that catch and getting his foot. I mean, it was so obvious his foot was down. It was a beautiful toe tap. And then we go into halftime, and everybody, we get killed the first time. We're tied at halftime. We're like, we're not losing now.
Yeah,
we came too far to lose now. So, yeah, that play was like the moment where I was like, we're not going to lose this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, just kind of to piggyback off of that, like, you guys were talking about these moments. Give me some memories and games that really have stuck out with you, some moments that have stuck out with you, high, low, or, whatever that's really stuck with you throughout the years.
Well, the London game the second time, beating them, and then, like...
I'd say John Glenn.
Yeah.
Because that was our first home playoff game we've had in... couple years now,
Yeah,
and only
2017.
a couple of teams in Bellefontaine history has won a home playoff game and actually had one. So I'd say probably that, and just that experience because it was packed, like everybody was there, and just to win that and to win big, it was a good experience.
Was that the first round?
Yeah, first round.
And then, like, the cool thing about the London and the Granville game, they do such a good job over there with their sound system, their lights, and stuff.
Yeah, that was cool.
Bro,
It was legit.
London.
Like, I actually have not been to a Bellefontaine game.
Yeah.
Well, at Bellefontaine, but just like kind of showing up there and just kind of see how they do everything. I was like, that's insane.
Those lights are coming to Bellefontaine next
Yeah,
year.
they are coming to
That's
Bellefontaine.
The strobers?
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
But
And they're gonna have like
It's cold.
a song that they run out to.
Yeah.
You guys kind of
swag surfing.
I'm kind of
Swag
upset about that.
surfing, baby.
It's always when
right when we leave,
that
like,
they
yeah.
get all the new stuff.
And they got, I heard they got new helmets too.
Yeah, they got speed flex.
That song, it gives me chills.
Wait.
That was like our song.
You
towards the
guys
end of the
didn't
year.
have speed flexes?
No, we had F7s.
Seriously?
We had like a couple F7s and some speeds.
Really?
I was rocking the speed.
I feel like I even see Pee Wee teams now. They have the
We're
speed
like literally, I
flexes.
swear we're the only team in CBC that didn't have speed flexes. I swear.
That's crazy.
Like Indian Lake had one, like had speed flexes.
All the Riverside guys.
Literally everybody.
Ben Logan all had something.
Ben Logan did.
Dang. Are you guys getting new uniforms next year too? Or you guys don't know about that?
No, not next year. Our uniforms are clean, man.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have
like-
those uniforms for.
A couple more years,
Yeah.
probably.
I do want to ask you guys, like, now that we're getting to the topic that you guys are done at, Bellefontaine.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Next steps. What do you expect? And if you have any questions for me, like, I'm all here, brother.
I don't know. It's just crazy that. I don't know how to explain it. It's just weird that it's over.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I'm happy to see what my future holds, but
Absolutely.
I'm excited. Also nervous for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Because anything can happen.
For sure.
Yeah, but
For sure.
seeing something new is always good for you.
Yeah.
To get out.
I think, like, I've been around Bellefontaine literally my whole life, like, literally, like,
Yeah.
9 months old in the weight room and stuff, like. And so I grew up with it, and I'm just glad it ended on such a good note. Like, we did something that nobody else has done. Won the most games of anybody in program history. We did all that, and now it's just like I'm going to Wittenberg, and obviously I'm playing for myself now, but I'm also playing like to make my community proud back, like home, like, and
Absolutely,
do all
yeah.
that. Because it's kind of we live like. It's kind of weird because everybody's like, Tavian's going D1, but back in the day, like, it used to be a big deal to go to Wittenberg and play football. And
Yeah.
it still is. Like,
It used to be a big deal to go anywhere.
yeah,
man.
so it's just like, I still have the opportunity to, like, make Bellefontaine proud, and that's
Yeah,
my
for
goal.
sure. I thought Urbana University was like LSU.
Yeah, absolutely.
Garrett Gross was actually going to go there.
He was
Urbana.
committed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they shut down.
And they shut down.
What do you know what happened with that?
The financing. They didn't have enough financing. And
Yeah.
like with COVID and all that stuff happening too, it just got messy. And I had boys there that were wrestling. Cole Hauser was there. Transferred out to Glenville State now, or what was at Glenville State? But you talk about inconvenience, man.
Yeah.
Like, but it's crazy because when I was a kid, like Landon McKeerhan was a running back at Ben Logan. He committed to play football at Urbana University. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're gonna go play in the Big Ten? Like, what? Like, yeah, man. But I mean, it was like that experience was awesome. And if anything, I could tell you guys, like, soak it in, like, be observant, see it all, like, understand that it's a grind. Like, you're gonna live it, bro. Like 6 a.m. it goes off. It's football until 10 o'clock at night. And there's no feeling though, for real. Like, there's no feeling that will beat a rivalry college football game or Friday nights. Like
Yeah,
I
nothing
just
beats that.
when I played ball in school, dude, like, it was like Saturday morning I'd be getting ready to go play a ball game, and then like that feeling's weird. Like, you feel like you're about to pull up to JV, like you really do. But I don't know, like, there's nothing that compares to a Friday night football game, and that's something that I will always stand to.
Before we move on to like talking about the recruitment process, I want to talk about your guys' last game, and you gotta talk about how that feeling was knowing that it is officially over.
What was the score coming out of half?
Because it was a close game,
Yeah,
right?
it was close the whole time.
We were down like 6-0 at half.
Yeah, we're down 6-0 at half, and I think Riley gets a pick six, and then I score, and then they score back, I think, and then I think it's like fourth quarter, like during the last plays, I think they were like seeing if they got short of the first down or not, and I'm just like, some of the people know like it's kind of over, like some people on our team, because they knew it was the first down, like some people.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to pick people up, like, come on, we got this. Like, anything can happen, a fumble, anything, we can strip it. And I don't know, just like seeing that clock hit 0 and just knowing that it's over is just crazy. Because dedicating your life, all of that, and then not succeeding, it's tough, for sure.
It was just hard to fathom because we were running off such a high. You just beat London was undefeated when we beat them, and then Granville was undefeated. So you're like, dang. I mean, there's not many teams hanging with us. And then, we kind of knew. I knew early on in that game. I was like, these guys might be a different animal. And
It didn't help. Like I think we threw 2 picks at the first 2 drives.
The weather was bad too.
And
like,
our run game, we didn't really run the ball really well that game either.
And that's what sat with me was like, I was like, dang, man, what could we have done? And I got to see the stats. I was like, oh, we had -4 rushing yards. I mean, our offensive line must have been killing it up front.
The end of the game?
Yeah, -4
rushing yards.
But when you watch the film, man, like, people that don't understand football are going to be like, dang, they got slaughtered up front. But I felt after the game, I was like, I just don't think those dudes were, like, that physically superior to me. And I watched the film, and I was like, man, their defensive line wasn't really making plays. It was their linebackers. They had a Mr. Ohio candidate.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And, I'm just glad it ended on like last year, with Granville. It was just so bad because it felt like, it wasn't our time to be over. But this year it just felt like I was like, all right, we lost fair and square.
On a good note.
Yeah, for sure.
We can move on here. And then, I remember walking off and looking at the crowd and just seeing how many people were there. I was just
crazy.
Appreciative of how supportive.
Sold out.
There was some people from Indian Lake, Riverside, Ben Logan there, on our sideline, supporting us.
Yeah, man.
And just seeing that is just crazy.
It's huge.
It's huge.
And the thing is when we were in school, rivalries were huge, bro.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stand anybody. But then it's crazy because all these people, once you graduate, you just become friends with everybody. I run around with some Indian Lake cats, some Bellefontaine guys, and it's just it doesn't exist. I'm supporting you, man. That's the truth. And I don't know, it's cool because you get to pick people's brains and see their perspectives and what they went through when they were in school and that practices and all that stuff. And I love it. To talk high school football and high school memories with people that didn't go to school with me, Facts. It's a good time.
I already feel like the rivalry kind of fade though. We've been done for not even a year. It's just you don't even feel like I used to hate the Lake. I was it was a passionate that was our big county because they beat us our sophomore year.
Yeah,
and I never forgave them for that. Man. I'll tell you what, I was so mad.
And then we came back and beat them by 40.
But then our rivalries kind of switched to we really.
It used to be Urbana. That's the classic rivalry. Urbana and
it's always been that way. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
but now we really dislike London and JA and.
Yeah, I feel like it was JA. Yeah. I feel like it could be JA. It's probably our rival.
The Urbana game was so cool this year, though.
Yeah, they made there was this everything on Facebook talking about the all-time record and with somebody posted something about that and that had Coach Brown mad.
What's the record or what's the thing?
I think they're
beating us.
Right now. They're beating us by a couple games. And I think somebody put it online. Coach Brown was. He was not liking that.
Urbana ducked us. Though.
Yeah, they ducked us.
They joined the other side of the conference.
Yes.
Well, they were on the other side of the conference, and we always scheduled them out of conference because it was a big rivalry game. Yeah. And they took us off the schedule because we beat them so many years in a row. Yeah. And it was that's Ohio State.
How are you gonna post the all time?
And then they wanted to. There's this thing at Ron's. Yeah, it's an interview thing.
Talk,
yeah,
I remember seeing that.
And they were talking about how they wanted a piece of us, and I was like, bro, come on, y'all ducked us that last year, and you can't come on an interview and say you wanted a piece of us. Come on,
we're talking about your high school football experience, and some of these memories. I want to know. After your recruitment process, how those visitations went, what coaches came in and talked to you, because that was my favorite part was getting to see everybody and be treated like I was LeBron James. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm him. It was fun. And I just wanted to know a little bit about your guys' recruitment processing.
You got it. You go for it.
For me, I was in a weird spot because, man, I was chieftain. And then I got to my junior year. And I was thinking, dang, this thing's coming to an end quick. Mm-hmm. And then I didn't even know if I wanted to play college football after my junior year. Yeah. And then I was maybe I'll just go Ohio and, go live that life. But then I was talking to my dad about it. He's listen, dude, why don't you just train like you want to do it? Train like you want to be a college player. And then when we get to this end of your year, you don't want to do it. Cool. And I started training hard, hard, best off season I've ever had. And I started going on camps and visits to Witt, Indiana Westland. And dude, I fell in love with it. I was I'm not giving this. I want to keep playing. And then so I went to Indiana Westland was super cool. Yeah. Wittenberg was super cool.
Their locker room's pretty sick.
Yeah. And then I really just fell in love with the Wit, like the steamer,
Yeah.
the history there and stuff. So I kind of knew, like, going into my senior year, I was like, because I was pretty realistic. Like, I was like, I'm probably not going to be able to play Division II football, like, and start until, like, I'm a senior. Just, like, my size, my athleticism and stuff. I was like, I'd rather go D3 and be able to play earlier. So I decided, like, early I was going to do that. And then after the year, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to Wittenberg. And then it was funny because, like, as I was committing to Wit, I had a bunch of schools like hit me up, like Anderson, Heidelberg.
Yeah.
And I was like, And I was already locked in, it felt like, to Wit. So I just like, sorry guys.
I mean, they've been dead. Like the thing is the people that are dedicated to you to start are the people that's what drove me to go to Heidelberg. Heidelberg was one of the first OAC schools to talk to me, and I was like all in on it because once somebody dives into you and shows that they care, that's when it's huge. And Heidelberg literally had coaches that came to basketball games to just like sit and watch.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
Wittenberg offered me. I was like doing a workout, like just myself, and I had like a personal trainer or whatever.
Yeah.
I like went and checked my phone. I was like, Coach Davey was like, "Hey, we want to offer you." Sent me like a graphic. I was hype. I was like, I felt like I got offered by Bama. I was like, I called my dad. He was happy. It was cool. It was like super cool.
What about you, CJ? What made you land at Ashland?
I'd say like sophomore year, that summer going into junior year. That's like when they started to like hit me up because Yoder, he went there, and they talked to me. They just always been loyal to me since like that sophomore year. But like I would obviously go to like the Toledo camps. I went to Central Michigan camps. Like those coaches followed me. But I think that just like loyalty of Ashland, like since sophomore year, I swear they'd text me like every week asking how I'm doing and stuff like that. So I feel like, and a lot of people from Bellefontaine have gone there, so I felt like it was a good spot. So,
what are you guys' goals going into your freshman year? You know, you guys aren't really sure what to expect when you guys get there, but what is that future you're hoping what it looks like?
Be able to wake up for the morning workouts. Hopefully, I'm never late because I'm a bad morning person. I can say that, but making the travel squad, I'd say. Just making an impact, basically, and just getting better. Yeah, just getting better, getting bigger. Because I know they're gonna put you on a good meal plan and get you bigger. So you just gotta be able to want to do it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, same. I gotta get bigger. I'm like 235 right now. I want to get to like 255, hopefully by the end of this year. And then, I'm excited to get back in there and just be a scrappy dude going at people. And, I don't think I'm going to start this year, but I want to be in the mix, dude, that somebody gets hurt and be like, all right, get that boy Jack in there. But put myself in a good spot to maybe get some playing time next year. And just like, I'm going to try to go down like this summer. They have like practices. It's going to be tough because it's at 6 a.m. and I live 45 minutes away. But I'm going to go down there a few times and just show my face, make sure they know I'm serious about it.
I think, my favorite thing ever is just, like, reflecting on, like, my time at Heidelberg. Like, nobody knows you, bro. Like, nobody knows you at all. So the thing is like, you can pave your own way now. Like, be you and be authentic. And everybody that is supposed to be around will be there, and the brotherhood continues. I'll tell you that much. Like it's the real thing. Like when you go to those summer workouts and the freshman Fridays or whatever, or you go over to Wittenberg for those workouts. Like it starts there. Like you make friends that very first day. Like, hey, can I get your number? And I mean, ground zero, but you'll enjoy it for sure.
You're being a freshman again.
Yeah, man.
You're being a freshman again.
Since you guys are done with Bellefontaine football now, I want to know who you guys are excited to watch next season. Who you guys are excited to keep up with. Some of your guys' teammates.
Definitely Tavian, just because his achievements and everything. But nobody's really talked about him. But I'd say Carter Caudill, CC. He's a linebacker, middle linebacker, short. His brother was Alex Caudill, amazing linebacker. But he's an amazing worker. Like he's in the weight room every day, and I just know that it's going to work for him. So I want to see him for sure.
Yeah. Obviously Tavian, once in a lifetime kind of guy. Jaden Temple, I'm excited to watch him ball out. And then obviously I'm different than him because I'm on the line. So I got some dudes like probably guys you haven't, like, didn't even play much. Jesse Castle started for us a little bit. He's a dude that he can be really good if he puts his mind to it. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He played tackle for us. And then, like, John Hoffman, he's a dude that didn't play football till his sophomore year. And he's just, like, he's a really good athlete. He runs, like, a 4.6, and he's, like, 250. And I was like...
He goes 110% every play.
Yeah, and I've been, like, working with him a lot. And like, I hope he can, like, really take that next step. And he wants to play college, and I've been trying to get him, like, in contact with people. And so I hope he can ball out this year for
sure. And
he's very coachable, too. Like, he'll learn from his mistakes and stuff, so...
And he's just a good dude.
Yeah,
like,
he's nice.
Guy.
Yeah, he's always, like... You never see him, like... mad really or angry.
Yeah.
He's almost a little too happy, dude. I'm trying to get some dog in him.
Like, the morning workouts, he's always I'm like, bro, it's 6. It's not. There's no time to be smiling right now.
You know, we take a lot of time to forget to thank people who have helped us in our journey. We do have this platform, you know, and we want to be able to thank people and show them the recognition and what they deserve. Name some people that you're kind of grateful for or want to thank.
You go first.
Obviously, my parents, everybody that sponsored the BHS football team, like Coach Brown, all the coaches, because without them, this wouldn't be possible. And just them pushing me, and just the fans, and just the appreciation, and just to see a pack full of fans, I don't know, just their support, it was crazy. Because after, what was it? Was it after both of our playoff games? Our bus broke down. And for like
a playoff game?
Yeah, after our playoff game, our bus broke down.
It was the London game.
It was the London game, yeah. So tensions were already high. And so it was like 30 minutes and we get back and there's like people still waiting at the high school. Like the fans, like right when we got into Bellefontaine, they were like cheering. Just to see that is just crazy. Just thank you to them. That's just
for sure. Like it was like almost midnight.
Yeah, it was like dark, like, and they were still like waiting for us right when we got into Bellefontaine. Like had poster boards and everything with our faces on it. Yeah, it's just thanks to them for real.
I would definitely like thank the community and like everybody that like showed up, even people that didn't have kids or whatever. The people that just went to the games. My dad was my biggest role model, and it was like a dude that like pushed me. Like even when I was like questioning how good I could be, like I was like soft in like 5th grade and stuff. Like I didn't know if I was built for this. I was like, this hurts. I don't really like this. And then he was just like, he was just like, just keep chipping away here. You're going to like it at some point. And I did. And then like Coach Reed always believed in me. Coach Brown. A guy I'll say is like Boris Patterson. He's a dude just getting involved with the program. During COVID, I was like just like getting into lifting. I was 170 pounds. I was trying to get big, and he like really introduced me to lifting and took me under his wing. And now he's like one of the big dudes on the offensive line, coaching wise, and he's a real chieftain through and through. And he deserves a lot of credit for what he does with the program.
Before I let Cole finish off the episode, CJ, I want to give specifically to you a big thank you because you know, when I started the Herbs edits, like in the sleeves and the stuff, like all just like the apparel, I wasn't sure what really made me want to do it, but like, I don't know, just kind of threw the post out there, just seeing how it would do, and surprisingly did pretty well. And just kind of like, I don't want to give myself the credit because like I didn't have anything to do with making the brand cool or whatever. But like, you know, you, Caden Nickel, Miles Plafford, Dominic, and you know some of those Bellefontaine guys like Harper Scott and Riley Neer, just kind of like making it what it was. Like I give you guys all the credit, and I just kind of, and Jaden Temple, I don't want to forget about him. Yeah. But like you know, I just want to say thank you, man, because it's been really, really dope to see just kind of you helping me grow this thing when maybe you don't even know it. And, you know, another big shout out to Miles Plattfoot because I was not sure if I wanted to do it for basketball just because I wasn't sure how it would go. I didn't know if it was going to do the same numbers it did for the football stuff. And Miles reached out to me asking if he could buy a shirt. And I was like, you know what, if I'm going to do this for him, I might as well just look like kind of just dive right into it. Yeah. And I was like, you know what, bro, you don't got to worry about payment. I got you. And I just kind of started reaching out to those same guys that were repping it for football. Yeah. And I got it, pushing it with you guys. And, you know, I was able to see some of those pictures, you just repping that white shirt the whole time. So I'm just very grateful for you, man, and just showing me all the love. And I just hope I can continue to do that for you, you know, throughout college.
No, I appreciate you because with all that, you didn't have to give me some of that free stuff you gave me. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Hey, I will say that video you made after the London game, that was
I appreciate
like,
that.
that was one
Yeah.
of the coolest things.
I
Like,
wanted to be able to make it to more games, man, but it was just tough. Just trying to.
Yeah.
I just wish I had more help, more people around me, just kind of so I can send everyone anywhere.
yeah.
But it was just really cool to be able to make it to that London game, and I wanted to make it to more, man, but just unfortunately I just couldn't. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate you, and again, I just really appreciate both you guys sharing my work and stuff, and just kind of showing the love. So. And again, I'm just really excited for the both of you guys. And thanks again for coming on, and we just really appreciate you.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you next time on the Huddle.
Good job, boys.